Hello, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I want to talk about some information about comic books and their sales. Because companies like Marvel, they're all pushing this. Oh, their sales are doing great. They're showing all this growth. Well, I want to show you some truth to this. And to do that, we need to really compare apples to apples here. You can't compare one month to the next because there's reasons why spikes with number ones, variant covers, and launches of that way can really change and modify what's going on. So I went to Diamond here. Diamond announces top products for November 2018, and you go there and we get to start getting to the numbers, and that's where it gets really helpful. Well, so let's first start here. Let's look at the retail market share. All right, if you look, Marvel Comics is at 40.80%, which that's been pretty usual, that Marvel's in the lead there. DC is 26.74. Well, okay, well, let's compare that to the previous year. So if we look here, we can go to Diamond News here for the same kind of deal, top products for 2017, and we look, Marvel was at 34.29 and DC was at 33.71, which shows then that Marvel's went up in market share a little bit, and DC's went down. I think part of that reason why is DC started jumping on the same bandwagon that Marvel was on. Because while DC was bucking the trend of following the SJW agenda, they were doing better. But on top of that, remember too that DC upped their price point as well per issue. The other comic providers here, publishers, are not big. You look at Image was 8.57, where we go back to 2017. Okay, just a little over 8%. Now let's look at the unit market share, though. DC in 2017, look, 39.37%. Once again, just want to make sure you see that. 2017 of November. Okay, look at that. They were really up there in the unit market, but look what happened. Marvel beat them. DC went to 29.51% as opposed to 39.37. So DC's went down. They've taken a hit on the units being sold. Partly too is how many units they publish, but we have to look at that as opposed to the other competition, to be fair. So we have to look at the actual units that were being produced and compared to they both reduce in units. So here, if we look at the 2018 once again, okay, just showing down there, if we're going to look at new titles shipped, look at DC and Marvel there, 79 to 67. Okay, good. Total ship 118, 107 when we look at graphic novels and things like that. So let's use these numbers, 118, 107. Okay, let's look there back then at new titles shipped, 131 for each. They've actually upped the amount of titles they're shipping. Okay. So far, but let's look at some other variable factors here that do need to be looked at. Okay, here's our comparative sales statistics. Look at November 2018 versus October. We see a decline in comics, okay, as well as in dollars. The graphic novels down 21%, units 23% down. Total comics and graphic novels down, dollars 17.81%, down 19.99% in units. Now think of the dollars too. You might go, well, how come the spread's there? Well, you look at how many books have been expensive books released in 2018. We had Action Comics 1000, Amazing Spider-Man, those ones with higher dollar points. The raising of DCs, that all affect the dollar amount. That's part of the reason this is only a negative 17.81%. Okay, let's look at back to the previous year, though. I want to show you something here, because this is very, very important. Is look, the previous year as well, dollars down by 3.63%, 4.73 for units. Okay, look at that, 3.63, 4.73. Now we go back to 2018 from 2017, 16.49, negative 19.71% on the units. Yeah, things are really going well. See, they don't tend to tell you the truth. Now, just for the record, Diamond reports the distribution from the producers to the stores. These are still not even sold off of the shelves necessarily. This is just that segment. So there it'd be probably even worse. But to be fair, in most cases, Well, DC a little bit because they have somewhat of a return policy. They don't care. Marvel doesn't care about that. What they care is they sell it to the retailer. The retailer then has to care about that. So it's actually even worse than what we see here. But another metric that a lot of people tend to skip over, and I think this is very telling, and it needs to be looked at for the strength, is looking at your toy sales. Let's look at toy sales because this is our youth. The youth tends to get into the toys and things, and these become most likely to stay readers and things like that to have a higher chance. Look at how strong they were. Okay, look at that for dollars wise, 46%, 0.65 up in the units. And we've had superhero movies, but look at this one, 6.76%. The units. Let's look at the unit differential here. Okay, because this is a key term too. Look at the units. We're up 39.93 on toys. But look what happened here, negative 23.81. Even the toys are not resonating. And we're getting this big push in these SJW characters and their toys. They're not selling the toys either. So there's a big conundrum there. Now, granted, we were just looking at November there to October, but look at November there, 2017 to November 2018. Once again, negative, pretty darn significant, and the amount of dollars decreased even with higher price points and a large amount of unit decrease. Look at the graphic novel unit decrease as well, so you can't say they're waiting for the trade either. And then when you look at them combined, that's a negative 13.02%. Oof, that's tough. Looking at the year to date here again, once again, all negatives. This is very, very telling. Now look at this, the new titles shipped here. I'm going to go to 2017 here for a comparison here. DC was shipping 95, or a total of 131, 95 comics, a lot of graphic novels. Marvel was 85. So we're looking at titles there. Image 68, 95, 85, 68. So DC had more with 95. But look what DC's publishing there, 67. They've actually trimmed down the amount of titles and raised the price point. So hopefully they would not have as much cannibalism of their own companies, because you can only afford so many titles, right? And sometimes that causes you to forego buying other titles. So they've even done that, so you're more likely to spend more money on particular books, increasing individual book sales. And even that is not working out. Where Marvel at 2018 is 79, and the previous year was 85. And they've trimmed the fat a lot too. And even with that, they're not maintaining sales. Let's take another look too at the top comic books by units shipped. Uncanny X-Men, #1. Key there, #1. That's your spectator market that tends to buy them. One, issue 2, issue 3. By then, they're probably not buying anymore. That's why you see over a 50% drop, usually between issue 1 and 2 or more. And then after the very first story arc, then it's really telling. Because you got the people that bought just the first 1 or 2 issues for the money to hope be a speculator that's thinking the volume's profit's going to go up on those issues. But how many people actually read that story and then keep reading, right? And that's a big point to look at, is that drop off after the first issue as well as after the first story arc. Next one, Green Lantern #1. Once again, another #1. #1s always have that higher sell point. Venom #1. Amazing Spider-Man 10. Batman 58. Batman's been holding pretty decent. Amazing Spider-Man 9. Heroes in Crisis, a special event. Those also tend to have a higher initial sell rate and tend to maybe maintain a little higher rate too. Avengers and Venom. Top comic books by dollars invoiced here. Uncanny X-Men. Once again, we're going to see a lot of similarity here too as well. Now let's look at the difference between that, by the way, and what was 2017. And look, once again, event, Batman, event, Batman. Captain America, because it was getting a lot of hype. Batman against Star Wars. Oof, completely different. Because once again, as I said, what starts strong doesn't always finish strong. I think that helps prove my point there. And this, once again, a lot of #1s. Once again, initial higher money earned from that. When you take away those #1s, those outliers, if you will, you tend to get a more average picture, which doesn't really forebode well for these comics. So once again, they keep telling us how great everything is. It's not looking so good. Look at the toys here too. Okay, top 10 toys. I'm going to go to the 2017 as well. Books, toys. Okay, let's look at the toys there. Okay, Pop Rides, Marvel Venom, Icons, Justice League Batman, Single Pops Justice League movie, So there was the Justice League movie, by the way. And remember, this 2017, the sales of toys was better, and the Justice League movie didn't do very good. So let's make sure that there's something of a good toy line to be brought out during 2018 as well. We look at 2018, we have Bombshells again, Batman Black and White Marvel Gallery with Venom, Marvel Gallery Avengers Infinity War, okay, Evil Dead, Legend of Zelda, Marvel Universe, Marvel Select, DC covers. Maybe it misses a little bit of the movie push there, so that might be a little bit of a reason for a decrease in toy sales. And they even mentions games, but the next thing I want to focus on, just very briefly, is the dollar share. So let's look at 2017. Here we go. Marvel has the biggest dollar share, as well as unit share, which makes sense. And look at DC there with a bigger unit share, actually, at that point. And we can see where all the other ones fallen. But let's see how it's shaped up in 1 year for the change. Marvel's actually increased overall, even though the whole market's down. DC has lost some traction. Okay, Image is not too different than what they already were. It looks like they gained a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. But really, the rest, the small pieces of the pie, you know, some people think it don't matter, but that's a lot of pie right there. All these pieces matter. If one of these companies can do the right thing and gather more of this, it's gonna, you'll see it articulate and grow more as long as they keep up with it. So you might have a bigger share of the pie and a bigger share of the dollars, but it doesn't mean their dollars are good. As we've seen already earlier, as I showed, I'm sorry to tell you this, but that much negative, that's not a good sign. You can try to spin it and claim all you want, but the amount of units are not selling and the amount of dollars are not there, even though they keep ranking up the price points. So when Marvel or DC wants to tell you, hey, they're doing just fine, you don't understand, I have news flash for you. Numbers here. You have the ability to look at these yourself. Okay, numbers can lie, sure, yeah. It depends if you twist them or not. So let me ask you, what are your thoughts? Do you think Marvel's giving you a load of bull? Same with DC, that the industry is not as strong as they claim it is. Even at a point it should be high, with a higher concentration of movies and popularity for these heroes than ever before. How come we're not seeing it translate into the comic books? Could it be because there's a disconnect because the movies tend to be more based on the classic characters and the comic books haven't? Could it be that the business model is not there? There's not the support of the comic book writers and artists and people involved in the process selling and promoting the books, or they're promoting it negatively and turning people away? Could that have something to do with it? I think so. But I just wanted to show you that. I want you to see the truth of what's really going on with those numbers. All right, well, if you do enjoy these videos, please, and you want to help me out, please be sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. Evidently, that makes a big difference in the YouTube metric. Share this with others. Let them see for themselves what's really going on. And if you want to help support this channel, there's a couple ways you can do it. One, you can go to the Patreon link down below and help us for as little as $1 a month, and you get also special Frugal Force videos only. We also do occasional Frugal Force giveaways, so you can get stuff that way, as well as CaptainFrugal.redbubble.com, where you can get Captain Frugal merchandise. All those things help this channel and help us move forward and have more things to review, more items to cover. I'm currently working at getting a better computer to help more independent artists and promoting their materials. We greatly appreciate all the subs we've had and all the new ones. Thank you for sticking with us. And if you're just joining me, thank you as well. And until next time, keep it frugal.